The South Dakota Highway Patrol has a new tool available.
It's called Star Chase. The GPS technology involves a tracker launched from the grille of a highway patrol car, which sticks to the rear of a suspect's vehicle.
The South Dakota Highway Patrol did a lot of research before getting it, and we decided to implement them into our unit for public safety.
HUP says several highway patrol cars now have Star Chase.
A multi-billion-dollar renovation of Ellsworth Air Force Base is underway. South Dakota will be home to America's newest stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider.
The reconstruction includes more than 36 individual projects, from replacing the old concrete and asphalt runway to new high-security maintenance buildings and hangars.
They are probably the most sophisticated weapon system ever developed by mankind. They have a stealth capability to begin with. And it's very similar to what the F-22 fighter has today, similar to what the B-2 bomber has today, but on a more advanced level yet.
Round says the base's current B-1 bombers are temporarily stationed in Grand Forks, North Dakota, but will return when the runway is finished this fall.
Round says we could see the new B-21 bombers arrive in South Dakota by 2027.
September is Recovery Month, raising awareness on mental health and substance abuse obstacles those in recovery have had to overcome.
In Rapid City, a new addiction treatment center, Buffalo Plains Recovery, opened up this summer to get people back on their feet.
With very few exceptions, most of the people that work here are in recovery. And part of the program of recovery that we have to practice on a daily basis, because our sobriety hangs in the balance, is one of the things we have to do is carry that message. We have to help the still suffering alcoholic, drug addict. That's just what we have to do.
After already seeing success within the organization, their next steps are continuing these plans with an outpatient program in the future.
Let's turn our attention to the forecast and hints of autumn before too long.
Yeah, we're watching a couple of cold fronts that will move across the area as we do go through this week. It won't be today. We'll have temperatures in the 70s and 80s for afternoon highs. But we'll watch a front for tonight that will help bring in some shower, thunderstorm chances, as well as cooler air for tomorrow. And then by Thursday morning, we'll see some areas wake up to temperatures that will fall to the upper 30s. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. TSA expects to see around 17.5 million people at airport checkpoints across the country over the Labor Day holiday period.
At the Sioux Falls Airport Monday mid to late morning, it was reasonably quiet. Some travelers tell us they were prepared for much longer lines, but that was not the case.
I got in to check my bag quite quickly, so that was nice. And I've flown many times before, and actually the Sioux Falls Airport is one of my favorite airports to fly out of because it is so relaxed and the people are so helpful.
When we checked in on Monday morning, lines were reasonably short and appeared to be moving quickly.
Carter Guest is an 11-year-old from Brandon, and now he's a finalist for the Sports Illustrated Russell Wilson Athlete of the Year.
Carter plays in the Midwest Premier Football League, which allows youth from the surrounding states to play against each other. He's won 7 national championships in various sports.
The Athlete of the Year competition features one youth athlete from each state. Carter has worked his way through the voting process to get into the final 5.
I was just sitting at home one day and I got a chime in on an email and it said that Carter was nominated for the Youth Athlete of the Year. I had to fill out an application for such, and it told me if he was accepted or denied a week later, and thankfully he was accepted.
You can help Carter become Athlete of the Year. You have until Thursday afternoon. All money raised from voting goes to the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research.
If Carter wins, he'll receive $25,000 and be featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It was also a busy weekend at the Palisades State Park.
Campers filled the campground, with many of them trying to take in some of the last days of summer.
But there are still plenty of activities happening at the state park this time of year.
Next weekend at Beaver Creek, we have Homesteader Day, which is kind of an event geared towards the homesteader area of the late 1800s, where we have basket weaving and candle making and corn shelling, and we also have egg demonstrations with horse-drawn equipment.
If you're wanting to camp this fall, the Palisades has special cabins that are heated.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one final glance at our weather with meteorologist Brian Carsons.
All right, weather looking pretty good. You know, we've got a couple cooler days ahead, though, that we're going to discuss as we're looking at today, though. Warming up ahead of this cold front, and that means a marginal risk of severe weather. You can see that in green across eastern South Dakota. Big portion of Minnesota, too, included there. Marginal risk means some quarter-size hail, maybe some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with the strongest storms. Let's take a look at Futurecast. There are the 80s west of Sioux Falls this afternoon. We already have a north wind moving in, though, to Mobridge and Rapid City here by 4 o'clock, and even Aberdeen in that category. So let's see if this line there, let's kind of draw a line from near Mitchell to Brookings to Marshall. That seems to be a zone that could activate a little bit more. It's not a full line, you know, there's some hints of that. And then whatever happens with that, that'll slide east, and then we'll get a second round of rain coming up out of North Dakota. And that's going to be late tonight, mainly after midnight through 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we should start the day tomorrow a little wet, cool, damp. Some wind out of the north, and then the wind is going to be interesting tomorrow, 15 to 30, so that's definitely a big difference, and temperatures will stay in the 60s. If we can clear a little bit, a little sun, but it's going to be hazy sun. If it does do that, we've got some Canadian wildfire smoke that's going to come in, and that'll also keep a limit on temperatures. Bottom line is going into Thursday morning, if we clear out sufficiently, we should see plenty of 40s for lows, even a couple of upper 30s could show up across southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa. Well, Sioux Falls today at about 80 degrees. That's warm compared to where we're going because we've got tomorrow at 65. Then we try to go back up a little bit on Thursday, 75 before the next front gets here, and that's going to really push that wind out of the northwest Thursday evening, and probably looking at 60-degree weather for highs Friday and Saturday, lows in the 40s. The Aberdeen area, too, we're looking at temperatures likely near 70 again on Thursday, but then back to the 60s on Friday. Lows in the 30s this weekend. Yep, that's going to be a talker. We'll keep an eye on that. It looks like Pierre and Rapid also will see highs tumbling. We get a shot at 70 there on Wednesday with the shower chance. Cooler Friday, Saturday, we're probably holding in the 60s. And Rapid City, too, will have some 60s by Friday. Overall, though, it does warm up next week. Check out more details at KETHLELAND.com.